Who doesn't love wearing a pretty blouse in the springtime? Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel, which is all about sewing and styling a handmade wardrobe. In today's video, we're going to be talking about spring woven tops. So it's March and there's lots of snow on the ground, and I've reached the point where I'm officially sick of winter and I'm thinking about things for spring. I think that spring is the prime season to wear woven tops and blouses because in the winter time, sometimes they can be a little bit bulky and difficult to layer, especially if they have a more statement sleeve. And in the summertime, sometimes they can be a little bit too hot. So I have 10 patterns to share with you, and then I'm going to share 10 fabrics from my stash. Now I'm not matching up the fabrics to the patterns, and I'm definitely not promising to actually make all of these things. I will not have time to do that before spring is over. But these items are things that are just on my mind, and if you have any suggestions at all of what kind of pairings that you think should go together, or what you think I should make first, I would really love to hear about it in the comments below. Now let's just get started with the patterns. So I did have a couple of woven tops that I mentioned in my Make 9 redo video, which I just posted last week. And so I'm not going to rehash them again, but if you want to go check out that video, I'll put a card up so you can see that. So the first pattern that I want to share with you is Butterick 6684. This comes in sizes 6 to 22, and it's a variety of tie neck blouses with some different sleeve options. I bought this pattern back in 2020, but I haven't made it yet. But I've really been into the bow blouses lately, and I want to add some more to my closet. I really like the version in particular that has set-in sleeves and the keyhole neckline. I think that would be a lovely flowy spring blouse to wear if I made it in a rayon. I just purchased this next blouse pattern a couple of days ago. It's from Jolie Lab and it's called the Agate blouse, and it comes in sizes 34 to 48. Unfortunately, it's not very size inclusive. And this is a French pattern company, but they do have instructions in both English and French. I have really been loving the style of French designers lately. This particular blouse has different cuff and neckline options. It has really beautiful feminine details and a slightly puffed shoulder, and I am super excited about making this one. You can make it in a variety of different fabrics, from a rayon up to a slightly more structured linen, and I think they would just be beautiful. So I'm really excited about making this one. I think it's pretty high up on my list. The next blouse I have to share is the Seamwork Maju. It comes in sizes 00 up to 26. I bought and I actually made this pattern in 2022. I made it out of a cotton eyelet that was a little bit of a remnant piece that was left over from making another project. That fabric was purchased from Joann Fabrics, and I really love the way that the blouse turned out. I think that it's so cute and very feminine. And it's also a really quick make, and so I think I'd like to make at least one more version this year, and I definitely have some smaller cuts of fabric that might be good for something like this top. The next pattern is a really old one that's been in my stash forever. It's Simplicity 4125. Now this pattern is out of print, but from my understanding, there's actually a current pattern that uses some of these options. It's New Look 6560, and the New Look pattern comes in sizes 8 to 20. Now, from what I understand from looking on Pattern Review and Instagram, the New Look is the same pattern as the one that I have, but it just has less options, unfortunately. And so I am going to link the New Look pattern in case you're interested in it, because it's something that is easily available now. I don't remember when I purchased the Simplicity pattern, but it had to be at least 10 years ago, probably longer. This pattern is for a wrap style blouse, and it has two different sleeve options. There's a set-in sleeve and then there's a grown-on sleeve. I'm interested in making the set-in sleeve version with the little cap sleeves. Now, unfortunately, I think the New Look version doesn't have the cap sleeve option, but it does have a set-in sleeve, so you could probably hack it if you were interested in that look. I've always wanted to make this blouse. I think that wrap blouses are really sweet and very nice for the springtime, and I could see myself making it out of a flowy fabric and then maybe adding a little bit of trim like it shows on the pattern envelope. I think that that would just be a really cute blouse for spring and summer. The next pattern is Simplicity 9469. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. I bought this pattern in 2022, and my favorite view is the one that the model is wearing. I love that big keyhole and the elbow length puffy sleeves. I really wanted to make this last year, but I just ran out of time to do it. I think I would like to make it in something like a cotton lawn, or maybe a fabric with a little bit more structure, and I think it would be a super comfortable blouse to wear in that kind of fabric. The next pattern is another one that I have made before. It is the Anna Allen Anthea blouse. This comes in sizes 00 up to 22. I bought this pattern in 2022, and I made it one time out of a rayon nylon fabric. And I really like that blouse, but what I'm interested in doing this time around is a hack, and not the sanctioned hack that's on her blog where you lower the neckline and add a ruffle. I think that one's cute too, but I've actually seen several versions on Instagram that I really liked where they added a Peter Pan collar, and I think that that is just so adorable, and I would love to do that for myself. I don't think that it would be a very difficult addition, or maybe I might even do like a detachable Peter Pan collar so that I could wear it without if I wanted. I don't know, I just spitballed that just right now, but I'll think about it when I get to it. But I really would like to make another one of those blouses because I really like the way that it looks. The next pattern is another new one. It's the Jolie Lab Hazel. It comes in sizes 34 up to 46. This one is a shirt that has different neckline options. You can do a ruffled collar stand or a Peter Pan collar, or you can leave it collarless. There's also options to make it a dress or a shirt. And this is another one that I love all the different options. I would like to try multiple ones. It really reminds me of Cezanne, like just the styling of it. And I don't have any fabric on hand right now, but I could see it looking really beautiful in something like a cotton eyelet. I think that would be so fun for spring and summer. And I did just buy this pattern, but it's another one that I'm really excited about making up very soon. The next pattern is McCall's 7900. It comes in sizes 6 to 22. Now I bought this pattern in 2020 and I made it once, but it was kind of a fail because I chose the wrong fabric. I used kind of a stiff, thicker shirting fabric, and the sleeves were just way too poofy, and I also made the cropped view, which was a little bit too cropped, and I just wasn't happy with the way that it looked. But there were certain aspects of that blouse that I really liked, namely the neckline. It has a really beautiful sweetheart neckline, but it's not too low. So I would really like to try another version of this top in a more appropriate fabric. I think I'd probably do like the longer billowy sleeves and the longer length so that I can tuck it in. And I think that could be a really fun addition to my closet. It's a little bit of a different style than anything else that I have, but still very much in my wheelhouse. These last two patterns that I have to share are both Vogue patterns, and I actually just ordered them from the Something Delightful website. They were having a sale. I'm not sure if they're still having it, but they had Vogues on sale for $6.99. And these two patterns, they were always out of stock whenever I would go to look for them in Joann, so I went ahead and just ordered them on the website. The first one is Vogue 8772. It comes in sizes 6 to 22. And this is a repurchase. I originally had this shirt and I made it one time, but I no longer have the pattern, and I've been saying that for a few videos lately, and if you're wondering why, it's because I've gone through periods of my life where I wasn't doing any garment sewing, and sometimes in those time periods I would be doing like some spring cleaning or something and be like, I don't sew my own clothes anymore, why am I hanging on to these patterns? And so I would get rid of a bunch of patterns, and then later when I started sewing again, I'd be like, I really wish I still had those patterns, so I have gone back and repurchased a few of them, and this is one of those. So this pattern is for a fitted shirt that has darts. It has different neckline and sleeve options, and I really like that it has a bow neck option. This pattern has been fairly popular. I think there's lots of different versions posted on Instagram, and I have been looking lately for some more fitted button-up shirts because all of my shirts are more relaxed fit or they have a drop shoulder, and this one has a set-in sleeve, so I wanted to try it out for my new modern wardrobe. The second Vogue that I got is Vogue 9029. It comes in sizes 8 to 24. This is for another fitted shirt, but this time it has princess seams instead of darts. I wanted to try out both just to see which version I liked better. This one also has a ton of options for adding a ruffle, a tie neck, and cuffs. And I'm really excited to give both of these shirt patterns a try and decide which one is my favorite. Now let's chat about some fabrics. So I pulled 10 fabrics from my stash that I thought would be beautiful for woven blouses. And again, I'm not going to use all of these, but these are some possibilities that I have to choose from. And full disclosure, I don't iron my fabric until I actually go to use it. So in the cutaways, you're going to see that all of these fabrics are quite wrinkled, but that's just life. So the first fabric that I want to share is 100% cotton pink plaid sateen shirting from Fabric Mart. I have 2.5 yards of it and I bought it in 2021. So I'm sure it's not available anymore, but I will link the Fabric Mart website down in the description box, as well as all of the other patterns and fabrics that I'm talking about if they're still available. So this fabric might be a bit on the light side for me, but it does have those nice dark contrasts. It reminds me a little bit of a Burberry plaid, and I think that it could be a really beautiful shirt. Or maybe I'll think outside the box and use it to make one of those flowy blouses. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I would really like to use this fabric because I think that it's really nice. The next fabric is another plaid. It's a black and white cotton plaid voile from Metro Textiles. I have 2 yards and I bought it in 2021. So this fabric is quite thin, so I think that's why I haven't used it yet. It definitely is more of a warm weather fabric and it's a little bit sheer, so I haven't quite known what to do with it. For this one, I do think that I want to try to not make a button-up shirt, even though that's always my instinct with plaid is to make a shirt. I think I would like to try a blouse, and maybe that simplicity blouse that has the keyhole neckline and the puffy sleeve. I think that that could be a little bit fun and different in a plaid. The next fabric that I have to share with you is a blue and white striped linen from Fabric Mart. I have 2 yards of it, and I bought this one back in 2018. So like I said, I don't have any firm plans to use all these fabrics, but this is one that I would really like to sew this year because it's been in my stash for such a long time. It's a really beautiful quality linen. It has a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, but it's not too thin. And those blue and white stripes are absolutely perfect for me. I'm not sure yet what I want to do with it, but let me know if you have any ideas in the comments. I would love to hear them. The next fabric that I have to share is a Dashwood Studio Rayon Challis that I bought from Minerva. I have 1.5 meters and I bought it in 2021. This is an absolutely beautiful, bold print. I've kind of been hoarding it because I haven't known what to do with it and I wanted to make it into something really special. I don't have a ton of yardage. I only have 1.5 meters, so I'll have to think carefully about what I want to make. Probably something with shorter sleeves, but I would like to make a blouse of some kind because I think that it would be absolutely stunning. The next one is a pink sand-washed Cupro blend that I bought from Blackbird Fabrics back in 2022. And I only bought 1 meter of this. I thought I had got more of it, but I only have 1 meter. So I'm really quite limited with my options. I think maybe this one could be a good candidate for that seam work module because I don't think it takes a lot of fabric and it could be a really cute top. But this fabric is an absolutely beautiful quality. It definitely feels like sand washed silk and it needs to be something special. The next one is called Vibrant Blooms Vine Floral Organic Cotton Double Gauze Cobalt. I bought it from StyleMaker Fabrics in 2022 and I bought 2 yards to make pajamas, but I have since decided that the fabric is just too beautiful to be used in pajamas, that it needs to be a top. The print is maybe a little bit on the larger scale, a little bit bolder than I normally go for, but I think that it could work. And it is a double gauze, but it's a little bit of a heavier fabric. It's not quite as light as what I'm used to, so I'm gonna have to think carefully about what I want to do with it. The next fabric is another double gauze. This one is just a plain white and I got it from Emma One Sock in 2021 and I have 2 yards. So this one I've always wanted to make a relaxed fit shirt, but now that I've decided that I have enough relaxed fit shirts in my closet, I think I want to try to do something else with it. Maybe make it into a sweet blouse, maybe do something like the Anthea with the little Peter Pan collar. I think that could be really nice. And I absolutely love white tops. I can never have enough of them. I actually have quite a few already, but I could always add one more. And personally, I always find that white has such versatility to it. You can make it into so many different kinds of garments and then wear them in different ways. The next fabric I have to share is a black floral gingham crinkle rayon. This fabric was gifted to me by Morex Fabrics back in 2022, and I have 3 yards. So this fabric is such a fun 60s inspired print, and I have 3 yards of it, and so I originally intended to make a dress, but I think maybe it'd be more suitable for a blouse for me. Or maybe I could be judicious with my fabric choices and even get something like a top and a skirt out of it. I'm not quite sure yet, but I do like the drape of this and I think it'd be lovely for a woven blouse. The next fabric is a sage rayon from StyleMaker Fabrics. I have 2.75 yards and I bought it in 2021. I was originally going to make a wrap dress and then I ended up making the sew over it Eve dress with a different fabric, obviously. So this one's still in my stash. I do have quite a lot of yardage, so I could use it to make something with a really full statement sleeve. These colors are a little bit more muted for me, but I do think that it could still work as long as I wear it with an outfit that has enough contrast. I do really love the print. I think that it's a nice organic sort of dot print. And this is another one that I'm not really sure what it would look best as, but I'm open to suggestions. The next fabric that I have to share with you is called Vibrant Meadows Viscose Lawn. I think this might be a Lady McElroy fabric, and I got it from D&H Fabrics in 2022, and I have 2 yards. I love this print so much. I just think that it is stunning. I really need to think of something to make it into because otherwise I'll just keep it in my stash forever. It's another one that I could see myself making a really big flowy statement sleeve blouse out of, but I think that this is just a show-stopping print and it needs to be made into something beautiful. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and here's the one that YouTube thinks you should watch next.